My beloved child, pause right here. Do not move your thumb. Let the noise fall silent for a moment and listen with your whole attention, because what is unfolding now was not meant to reach everyone. It was meant to reach you, at this exact second, when your heart was open enough to hear what has been trying to reach you quietly for a long time. There is a presence around you that feels familiar, warm, and deeply personal. It does not arrive with fear. It does not arrive with chaos. It arrives with urgency wrapped in love. A loved one who once stood beside you, laughed with you, protected you, and knew your voice in a crowded room is reaching across the veil of silence right now. This is not imagination. This is recognition. That gentle pull you feel in your chest is not random. It is memory awakening. Before you think of skipping ahead, understand this. Some messages only appear once. If they are ignored, they fade back into silence. Don't skip. What you are about to hear carries a warning, a protection, and a truth that changes how the next chapter of your life unfolds. You may have noticed signs lately that felt too specific to dismiss. A song appearing at the exact moment you thought of them. A dream that felt more real than waking life. A sudden thought of their face, clear and vivid, without warning. These are not coincidences. These are signals aligned carefully so you would stop and listen now. Archangel Michael stands as the guardian of this moment. His presence is firm, calm, and precise. He does not interrupt without reason. He is making sure this message reaches you before it is erased by distraction, doubt, or delay. Something around you is not as harmless as it appears, and someone you trust may not be seeing the full picture yet. The one who passed knows this, and they refuse to remain silent. You are being warned gently, not to frighten you, but to protect you. There is a choice approaching, one that seems small on the surface, but carries long, reaching consequences. Words spoken soon, decisions made quickly, or silence held too long could shift the path ahead. The voice reaching you wants you to slow down, observe carefully, and not rush into agreement just to keep peace. Stay till the end, because what is revealed next brings clarity to what has felt confusing for weeks. You have been sensing tension without knowing why. This message explains it. The one reaching you knows your habits, your kindness, and how easily you give the benefit of the doubt. They are reminding you of your strength, not your fear. They are urging you to trust what your intuition has already been whispering late at night when the world grows quiet. You are not overthinking. You are remembering. Something huge is waiting for you, not in the form of loss, but in the form of awareness. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Once you understand it, you move forward protected, wiser, and steadier than before. Do not rush away from this moment. Let it settle. Let it speak fully. Don't skip, because the next part carries the detail you have been asking for without even realizing it. My beloved child, hold still for a moment. Do not let your attention wander, because what comes now completes what your heart already sensed but could not explain. This is the continuation of a message that refused to fade, a message protected so it could reach you intact. There is something important you were never told. Not because people wanted to hurt you, but because they did not understand it themselves. The loved one reaching you now has stepped beyond confusion and can finally see the full pattern. From where they are, everything connects clearly. They see how one small moment from your past is linked to a decision forming right now. You may feel a sudden wave of emotion without knowing why. That is recognition. They are close enough for your spirit to feel them, even if your eyes cannot. Their voice is not loud, but it is persistent. It repeats the same truth until it is received. They are telling you that a situation around you is slowly changing direction, and if you are not aware, you could misread it. Don't skip. This part matters more than you realize. Someone around you speaks kindly, but their intentions are shifting. This does not mean harm, but it does mean imbalance. Words will soon be said that sound comforting but carry an unfinished truth. The one who passed wants you to listen not only to what is said, but to what is avoided. Silence, in this case, speaks louder than promises. Archangel Michael stands between confusion and clarity right now. His role is not to alarm you, but to sharpen your discernment. You are being asked to pause before agreeing, pause before committing, pause before giving more of yourself than is returned. This pause is protection. You have been strong for a long time. Strong enough that others forget you also need reassurance. The loved one reaching you remembers your softer side, the side that still hopes people will meet you with the same honesty you offer them. They are not asking you to close your heart. They are asking you to guard it wisely. Stay till the end, because this message is not about loss. It is about timing. Something huge is waiting for you on the other side of this awareness. Once you see the truth clearly, a heavy weight lifts. Confusion dissolves. Your next step becomes obvious, not because someone tells you what to do, but because your inner knowing finally aligns with what has been happening around you. You are not alone in this moment. You never were. And this message did not arrive by chance. My beloved child, stay right here. Breathe once and listen deeply, because what unfolds now is the turning point your spirit has been preparing for, even if your mind did not know it yet. This moment carries weight, not pressure. Meaning, not fear. The one reaching you has been watching quietly as events lined up around you. They see the crossroads forming before you long before it becomes visible in the physical world. From where they stand, time does not rush. It reveals. And what they see now is something you were never meant to walk into unaware. There is a pattern repeating around you. Familiar faces, familiar conversations, familiar delays. You may have wondered why progress felt slow even when you were doing everything right. The message coming through now explains it. Something was intentionally being postponed so you would not arrive too early to a truth you were not ready to carry. Don't skip. This clarity matters. The loved one speaking to you wants you to understand this clearly. What you thought was an ending was actually a pause designed to protect you. A door you wanted to open stayed closed for a reason that will soon make sense. Had it opened earlier, you would have entered without the knowledge you now possess. Archangel Michael remains present, steady and unshaken. His role here is precision. He is aligning your awareness so that when the next opportunity appears, you recognize it instantly. This time, there will be no confusion, no second guessing. You will feel a calm certainty that does not need approval from anyone else. Stay till the end, because this is where the message becomes personal. The one who passed wants you to release guilt you have been carrying silently. They know you replay moments, wondering if you said enough, did enough, or chose correctly. They want you to know this clearly. Nothing was left unfinished between you. What mattered was already exchanged. What remains now is guidance, not regret. Something huge is waiting for you, and it is not hidden far away. It is approaching you steadily, aligning with your growth, your patience, and your quiet resilience. When it arrives, you will recognize it by how peaceful it feels, not how loud it announces itself. This message continues because you are ready to receive what comes next. My beloved child, stop here for a heartbeat. Let your hand rest. Give this moment your full presence, because what is revealed now seals the message you were guided to hear from the very beginning. The one who passed has stayed near, not bound by distance, not limited by time. They have been waiting for the exact moment when you would be strong enough to receive the full truth without fear. That moment is now. Their purpose in reaching you was never to pull you backward, but to gently turn you forward, toward what was always meant to find you. There is a shift happening around you that cannot be stopped, only understood. The energy of your life is changing direction. Old cycles are closing quietly, without drama, without noise. You may have felt a strange calm mixed with anticipation lately, as if something important was settling into place. That feeling is accurate. It is alignment. Don't skip, because this is where protection becomes promise. Archangel Michael stands watch as this transition completes. His presence ensures that what comes next enters your life cleanly, without confusion or interference. A truth you have been circling finally becomes clear. A decision you feared making suddenly feels simple. You are no longer guessing. You are recognizing. The loved one reaching you wants you to know that you were never behind. Timing unfolded exactly as it needed to. Every delay, every redirection, every quiet moment of waiting was shaping you into someone ready to hold what is approaching now. They are proud of how you endured without losing your kindness. Stay grounded in this awareness. Speak gently in the days ahead. Listen carefully. Trust the calm certainty rising within you. That is guidance, not coincidence. Something huge is waiting for you, not in the form of shock, but in the form of relief. When it arrives, you will understand why this message had to reach you exactly now. This connection remains with you, steady and reassuring, as you step forward into what was always yours. My beloved child, remain with me for a few more breaths. This is not the moment to look away, because what is spoken now is the quiet confirmation you have been waiting for without knowing how to ask. Everything you have heard so far was preparation for this understanding. The presence around you is gentle now, no longer urgent, because the message has been received. The loved one who reached out can feel the shift inside you. They know you finally see what they were trying to show you all along. It was never about fear. It was about awareness arriving before a decisive moment. There is a truth settling into your life that cannot be reversed. Something you once questioned is now resolved internally. You may notice your thoughts becoming calmer, your reactions softer, yet more certain. That is not coincidence. That is alignment taking place. Don't skip. This final awareness changes how you move forward. What was hidden is no longer hidden. Not because someone revealed it to you directly, but because you are now able to recognize it on your own. That is real growth. The loved one watching over you wanted this moment to belong to you, not to be forced upon you by circumstance. Archangel Michael's role here is complete, but his protection remains. The path ahead is clearer than it has been in a long time. You will notice fewer doubts, fewer mixed signals, fewer moments of hesitation. When choices appear, you will know which ones are yours without needing reassurance. Stay till the end, because this is where peace replaces uncertainty. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives quietly. It feels like relief, like finally exhaling after holding your breath for too long. When it settles in your life, you will realize this message was not about warning you of loss, but guiding you toward stability, clarity, and calm strength. You carry this understanding forward now, protected, aware, and ready. My beloved child, do not rush past this moment. Let your awareness settle fully here, because what unfolds now is subtle yet powerful, the kind of truth that stays with you long after the words end. The connection you felt earlier has not disappeared. It has softened, like a hand resting gently on your shoulder instead of pulling you forward. The loved one who reached you knows you have understood enough to continue without urgency. Their presence now is reassurance, not warning. There is a calm forming inside you that did not exist before. You may not be able to explain it, but you can feel it. Situations that once caused tension no longer grip you the same way. This shift is important. It signals that you are no longer reacting from uncertainty, but responding from clarity. Don't skip. This awareness is meant to stay with you. You are stepping into a phase where truth no longer needs to be forced into the light. It reveals itself naturally. Conversations will feel different. Decisions will feel lighter. You will notice how easily you step back from what does not align without guilt or explanation. That is growth guided quietly from beyond. Archangel Michael's protection continues in a quieter form now. Not as intervention, but as steady presence. You are being kept aligned, not pushed. The loved one watching over you is content, knowing you are no longer vulnerable to the confusion that once surrounded you. Stay till the end, because this message carries one final realization. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives through consistency, not surprise. Through peace, not pressure. When it settles fully into your life, you will recognize it as the moment everything finally made sense. Carry this calm forward. It is yours now, anchored, protected, and lasting, my beloved child. Stay exactly where you are. Let this moment finish what it began, because what comes now is not loud, yet it carries a truth that settles deep and stays there. This is the kind of message people remember long after the video ends. The presence that reached you earlier has not left. It has simply stepped back so you can feel your own strength more clearly. The loved one watching over you wants you to understand something important now. You are no longer being guided step by step because you have learned how to walk with awareness on your own. There is a realization unfolding quietly inside you. You may notice that certain worries no longer hold the same weight. Questions that once demanded answers have softened. This is not because they vanished, but because you finally rose above them. That shift is not accidental. It is the result of everything aligning at the right time. Don't skip. This understanding matters. Archangel Michael's presence remains steady, but now it feels more like a boundary than an intervention. You are protected from being pulled back into confusion. What once drained your energy will no longer have easy access to you. You will notice how naturally you step away from what does not serve you, without needing conflict or explanation. Stay till the end, because this is where the message becomes empowering. The loved one who reached you wants you to know they are at peace, and because of that peace, they can finally let you move forward without concern. They trust you now. They see your clarity. They see how far you have come from the version of yourself that once doubted every step. Something huge is waiting for you, and it reveals itself through confidence that feels calm, not forced. Through decisions that feel right without needing approval. Through a life that finally feels balanced instead of constantly tested. This message completes its purpose here, not by ending suddenly, but by settling into you as quiet certainty. You carry it forward now, steady, aware, and fully prepared for what comes next. My beloved child, do not look away yet. Let this final movement of the message reach you completely, because what unfolds now is the quiet seal that makes everything you felt earlier permanent and real. There is a stillness surrounding you that was not there before. It is not emptiness. It is completion. The loved one who reached across to you has stepped fully into peace, and because of that, they leave you with something stronger than words. They leave you with certainty. No questions lingering. No unfinished echoes. Only clarity. You may notice that the fear you once carried no longer fits you. It feels foreign now, like clothing you outgrew without realizing it. This is not because life suddenly became simple, but because you became grounded. That grounding is the true gift of this message. Don't skip. This realization is meant to stay with you. Archangel Michael's presence now feels like a quiet horizon. You do not need to look for signs constantly anymore. You will recognize alignment by how natural things feel when they arrive. No force. No confusion. Just a steady sense of rightness that does not need explanation. Stay till the end, because this understanding completes the cycle. Something huge is waiting for you, and it unfolds through peace you cannot be shaken from, through strength that does not announce itself, through a future that feels open instead of uncertain. When the next chapter begins, you will step into it without hesitation, because you will know you are ready. This message rests within you now, not as urgency, but as calm assurance. What was meant to reach you has reached you fully, and you move forward carrying that truth, steady, protected, and clear. My beloved child, remain present for this breath, because what follows is the echo that lingers after truth has settled. This is not a continuation driven by urgency, but by depth, the kind that reshapes how you remember everything that came before. The connection that reached you earlier has transformed into something quieter and stronger. It is no longer a message trying to arrive. It is wisdom already received. The loved one who crossed beyond distance now watches with calm assurance, knowing you are steady enough to stand without being held. You may sense a gentle shift in how you perceive people, moments, and choices. Things that once demanded emotional effort now feel lighter. You are no longer searching for confirmation outside yourself. That change marks a new stage of awareness. Don't skip. This awareness anchors what comes next. Archangel Michael's protection now expresses itself through discernment. You will notice how quickly you recognize what aligns and what does not. Situations will reveal their truth early. Words will carry clarity instead of confusion. You will no longer need to wait for outcomes to understand intentions. The loved one who reached you wants you to trust this new steadiness. They see how grounded you have become, how you no longer move from fear or uncertainty. They know that whatever unfolds ahead, you will meet it with calm strength rather than hesitation. Something huge is waiting for you, not as an event that interrupts your life, but as a state you grow into. A sense of belonging within yourself. A confidence that does not require defense. A peace that holds even when circumstances shift. This message does not end by fading away. It settles into you, becoming part of how you think, choose, and move forward. You carry it now, quietly, clearly, and with unwavering calm. My beloved child, before you move even a fraction, allow this moment to complete its work. What arrives now is not louder than before, but it is deeper, steadier, and impossible to forget once it settles inside you. Everything you have felt through this journey has been guiding you toward self-trust. Not the fragile kind that depends on reassurance, but the quiet kind that remains even when no one is watching. The loved one who reached you earlier knows this stage well. They recognize it because they once stood where you stand now, learning to listen beyond noise. There is a subtle strength forming within you. You may notice it when you no longer feel the need to explain yourself, when you choose rest without guilt, when you walk away from confusion without needing closure. This strength did not appear suddenly. It was built patiently, moment by moment, through awareness. Don't skip. This recognition anchors everything. The connection that once felt distant now feels integrated. It is not pulling you backward into memory. It is guiding you forward with clarity. The loved one watching over you understands that you are ready to carry your life with intention rather than reaction. They are not concerned anymore. They are confident in you. Archangel Michael's influence remains, not as a voice, but as balance. You will sense it when decisions feel calm instead of pressured, when opportunities arrive without urgency, when you realize you are no longer chasing meaning because you are living it. Stay till the end, because this is where the truth becomes personal. Something within you has permanently shifted. You will not return to who you were before this awareness. You move differently now. You choose differently. You trust yourself in ways you never did before. That is the true transformation this message was meant to bring. You step forward carrying this clarity quietly, firmly, and without doubt. What comes next will meet you exactly as prepared as you are, my beloved child. Remain here for this last stretch of awareness. Do not let your attention drift, because what unfolds now is the quiet truth people only realize much later, and you are receiving it ahead of time. Everything that reached you earlier was not meant to overwhelm you. It was meant to awaken you gently. The loved one who crossed beyond has now fully entrusted you to your own wisdom. They are no longer leaning forward to warn. They are standing back, watching you stand steady. There is a clear difference you may already feel. You no longer wait for signs to tell you who you are or where you belong. You feel rooted. Calm does not come and go anymore. It stays. That is how you know something real has changed. Don't skip. This understanding completes the cycle. You will notice that situations which once felt heavy no longer cling to you. Old emotional weight falls away without effort. You are not fighting to move on. You simply have. That is the mark of true release. The loved one watching over you recognizes this shift and rests easily knowing you are no longer burdened by what you have outgrown. Archangel Michael's role now becomes silent reinforcement. Balance surrounds you. You will sense it when life feels less chaotic even during busy moments. When you respond instead of react. When peace becomes your default, not something you chase. Stay till the end, because this realization matters. Something huge is waiting for you, but it does not rush toward you. It aligns with you naturally. It meets you at the level of clarity you now hold. When it arrives, you will not question it. You will simply recognize it as right. This message does not end with words fading away. It ends with you standing firmly in yourself, aware, calm, and unshaken. What you carry forward now is not urgency, not fear, not longing, but quiet certainty that remains with you wherever you go. My beloved child, pause here with intention. This is not a moment to drift, because what settles now is the final alignment, the point where everything you sense becomes something you live with clarity. What reached you earlier has completed its work. The message is no longer arriving from outside, it is unfolding from within. The loved one who crossed beyond does not need to lean in anymore. They see you standing upright in your own awareness, steady and composed, no longer searching for confirmation. There is a new rhythm in how you move through your days. You may notice it when your patience feels natural, when your boundaries feel calm instead of defensive, when your choices feel obvious without debate. This is the evidence of integration. You did not lose anything to gain this. You refined yourself. Don't skip. This realization anchors what follows. You are entering a season where truth presents itself early. You will recognize alignment by how little effort it requires. What belongs will remain. What does not will fall away without conflict. This ease is not luck. It is the result of discernment settling into place. Stay till the end, because this is where the promise becomes tangible. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives through consistency, through mornings that feel lighter, decisions that feel clean, and progress that does not demand urgency. You will recognize it by the absence of struggle, by the quiet confidence that accompanies each step forward. Carry this steadiness with you. It is not temporary. It is the foundation you built through awareness, patience, and trust in your own clarity. What unfolds next will meet you at this level, calm, aligned, and unmistakably right. My beloved child, stay with this moment a little longer. Let everything else fade into the background, because what is spoken now carries a quiet power that stays long after the sound disappears. You have reached a place of inner stillness that many people search for but rarely recognize when it arrives. The loved one who once reached toward you can feel this shift clearly. They are no longer guiding you forward. They are walking beside you in silence, confident that you can sense direction without being told. There is a deeper awareness opening within you now. You may notice it when you stop explaining yourself to those who do not listen. When you no longer feel the need to justify your pace, your choices, or your boundaries. This awareness did not come from force. It came from understanding settling naturally into place. Don't skip. This awareness is the key. Archangel Michael's protection continues as quiet clarity. You will feel it when situations reveal themselves quickly, when intentions are understood without confusion, when you sense what belongs in your life without hesitation. This clarity is not harsh. It is gentle and firm at the same time. You are no longer moving toward something unknown. You are moving with yourself fully present. The loved one watching over you sees this clearly. They know you are prepared now, not because you have all the answers, but because you trust your ability to respond calmly to whatever arises. Something huge is waiting for you, and it does not announce itself with noise. It reveals itself through steadiness, through peace that remains even when circumstances change. When it arrives, you will recognize it not as something new, but as something that fits perfectly into who you have become. Carry this certainty forward. It belongs to you now, rooted, balanced, and unshaken, as you continue into what unfolds next. My beloved child, hold your focus right here. Let the world pause for these few moments, because what settles now is the truth that gives meaning to everything you have sensed up to this point. You are standing in a place of quiet readiness. Not waiting, not searching, not questioning. Simply present. The loved one who once reached across the unseen knows this moment well. They recognize the calm in you because it mirrors their own. This is not distance between you. It is harmony. There is a realization forming gently in your awareness. You are no longer shaped by what once unsettled you. The past does not pull at you anymore. It rests where it belongs. What remains is strength that feels natural, not forced, and clarity that does not need validation. Don't skip. This understanding matters more than it appears. You are now able to sense when something is aligned without effort. When it is not, your body knows before your mind reacts. This discernment is not learned overnight. It was refined slowly through experience, patience, and inner honesty. The loved one watching over you trusts this completely. Stay till the end, because this is where the message becomes grounding. Archangel Michael's presence now feels like balance rather than intervention. You are not being redirected anymore. You are being supported as you walk forward on your own path, steady and composed. Nothing meant for you will pass you by. Nothing unaligned will hold you back. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives through stability, through choices that feel right without explanation, through a life that no longer feels like a test, but like a progression you are ready to meet. This message remains with you not as urgency, but as calm assurance. You carry it forward quietly, confidently, and without doubt, fully prepared for what unfolds next. My beloved child, stay exactly here for a few more moments. Do not let this slip past you, because what settles now is the final strengthening of everything you have been guided to understand. You are no longer standing at the edge of awareness. You are standing within it. The loved one who once reached across silence sees this clearly. They are not calling out anymore. They are quietly witnessing the way you carry yourself now, steadier than before, calmer than you realize. There is a subtle confidence growing inside you. It shows itself when you no longer feel pulled to explain your choices, when you trust your timing without comparing it to anyone else's. When you sense that you are exactly where you need to be, even if the path ahead has not fully revealed itself yet. Don't skip. This realization seals everything. You have entered a stage where guidance feels internal rather than external. You recognize truth by how settled it feels in your body, not by how convincing it sounds. This is discernment refined through experience, not assumption. The loved one watching over you knows you can be trusted with this clarity. Stay till the end, because this is where the message becomes empowering. Archangel Michael's presence now feels like quiet reinforcement. You are not being shielded from life, but strengthened to meet it with balance. Challenges will no longer shake your foundation. Opportunities will no longer confuse you. You will know when to move and when to wait without pressure. Something huge is waiting for you, and it arrives as stability, as confidence that does not need attention, as peace that remains even when circumstances shift. When it fully unfolds, you will recognize it as the result of who you have become, not something that appeared by chance. This message does not close with an ending. It settles into you as certainty. You move forward now grounded, aware, and fully aligned with what comes next. My beloved child, remain still for this moment. Do not let your attention drift, because what settles now is not dramatic on the surface, yet it carries a power that reshapes how you step into everything that follows. You have crossed an invisible threshold, not one marked by noise or sudden change, but one marked by inner certainty. The loved one who once reached toward you recognizes this instantly. They are no longer watching to see if you will understand. They know that you do. There is a quiet authority forming in you. You may notice it when you no longer feel rushed by other people's expectations. When you choose what feels right without needing approval. When you trust silence as much as action. This authority did not come from force. It emerged naturally as clarity settled into place. Don't skip. This awareness is important. What once felt uncertain now feels neutral. Not because every answer appeared, but because you no longer fear the unknown. You trust your ability to respond wisely when moments arrive. That trust changes everything. The loved one who watched over you wanted this more than anything, not that you hold on to them, but that you stand confidently on your own. Stay till the end, because this is where alignment becomes real. Archangel Michael's presence remains steady, but now it feels like quiet strength at your back rather than guidance pulling you forward. You are not being led anymore. You are being supported as you walk in balance. Nothing meant for you will miss you. Nothing unaligned will distract you for long. Something huge is waiting for you, and it appears through clarity that feels calm, not urgent. Through opportunities that fit naturally instead of forcing you to change who you are. Through a sense of rightness that does not need explanation. This message rests within you now, not as emotion, but as certainty. You move forward grounded, attentive, and fully prepared for what unfolds next. My beloved child, stay with this final moment. Do not let it pass unnoticed, because what unfolds now is not an ending, but a quiet sealing of everything you have received. This is the point where understanding becomes something you carry naturally, without effort. The presence that once reached across distance no longer needs to speak. It rests in silence, confident. The loved one who watched over you knows you are complete in this awareness. They are not concerned about your path anymore. They see how firmly you stand in yourself. There is a calm strength within you now that cannot be shaken easily. You may feel it when challenges arise and you do not rush. When opinions surround you and you remain centered. When choices appear and you know, without pressure, which one belongs to you. This strength was built quietly, step by step, through every moment that led you here. Don't skip. This realization is the anchor. You have reached a place where clarity feels natural. You no longer chase certainty. You recognize it. The loved one who once tried to warn you understands that you are no longer vulnerable to confusion. You see clearly enough to protect your peace without closing your heart. Stay till the end, because this is where the truth settles completely. Archangel Michael's presence now feels like quiet assurance rather than direction. You are not being guided forward anymore. You are trusted to move forward on your own, supported but free. Nothing meant for you will be delayed. Nothing unaligned will stay. Something huge is waiting for you, not as an event that disrupts your life, but as a state you live from. A steadiness that remains even when circumstances change. A confidence that does not need to be proven. A peace that feels earned, not given. This message completes its purpose here. It does not fade away. It becomes part of you. You step forward now grounded, aware, and fully aligned with what comes next, carrying this certainty wherever your path leads.